Hallo julle, away masakkenis. My name is Crystal, kodwa ngandibizwa anethemba ke igama lami lasemzini. What's on my mind today? Well, life. So much to think about, so much to say. Yo, have you ever just sat and wondered um, whether you're navigating life in the right direction? Everything you do, you're just working as hard as you can to make sure that your kids are fine, your family is fine. When you're the breadwinner, everything is looking at you in your direction. Well, I'm looking a bit weird now, so I'm acting like I'm on a video call because my colleague is at the gate and is probably thinking I'm talking to myself. Yeah, so well, I'm turning 36 this year, and I've given myself 4 years. 4 years, as they say, life begins at 40. 4 years, in 4 years' time, I need to have come up with a solid plan to not wake up every day and wonder, what am I doing? Am I in the right career? Am I doing the right thing? Is everything fine with my life? Am I healthy? Am I lazy? What is the problem exactly? So I think it's just the anxiety of, every time you see a message of condolences to someone and the person died young, and you know that some of them might have planned their lives to the T. Like recently, I lost a classmate of mine, as I'm a student myself. She was fine for the longest time, or at least we thought she was. And then, out of the blue, she wasn't here anymore. And we relied on her so much, and we looked up to her as her classmates because she was always the one who encouraged the rest of us to get our work done. Always got her work done on time. She was traveling a lot, always showing us what she's doing. She was doing race cars, she was baking, she was cooking. It's just a lot that she was doing. Um, Her children were old enough to look after themselves, but it doesn't take away from the fact that everything that she had planned for herself, she probably didn't get to do all of it as she hoped. Doesn't matter how old you are when your parent dies, it hurts just as much as when you were young. And I'm speaking from experience with this because my mom died when I was fresh out of high school, literally a month before my 19th birthday. So it was a year after my matric year, and just navigating through life without your mom. I never knew my dad, so I don't know what I missed out on in that sense. But that's also something to unpack as a video on its own at a later stage. So yeah, it's just a lot of questions, a lot of whens. When will this happen? The plans that I have for myself, will they ever flourish? Will they ever come to is what's the word, fruition? Um, I'm currently sitting outside waiting for my husband to come and pick me up from work. So I'm sitting on the stairs at work, and the time now is 6:05. 6:05 in the evening. At this age, I still can't drive. And I've always heard that a woman who can drive takes her power back. You are able to go where you want to. If your children are sick, you can take them to the hospital without needing the next person's help. If your partner is not home, you don't always have to wait to be fetched for something to happen. When you want to go see your girls, you don't need to ask, can you take me here? Can you take me there? Um, and I think a lot of us experience that, where even when you can drive, you find that your partner wants to drive you everywhere for the sake of your safety. And in my instance, the only reason why I can't drive is because we've never owned a car where I come from, ekhaya. Zange saba nemoto. Akekho umuntu okhe wangena ngemoto ipake everyday eyadini ekhaya. So that's another reason why I was never taught to drive. And then there was a year when um, someone who wasn't my boyfriend, I guess he had money, but he wasn't my boyfriend. He had offered to pay for 10 of my lessons. I got to do 5 of those, and then I met my now husband who said, I tell him to stop paying for your lessons. I will do that from now onwards. I've now been with my man for 11 years. I'm still waiting for him to teach me. So there's just, things like that where you come up with all sorts of excuses to get things done for yourself, and you end up saying, I couldn't do it because andinamali, okanye bekungekho moto ekhaya, okanye ndoyika indlela, okanye ndoyika udrayiva xa ngonooteksi, And Joburg roads, ke, I'm now in Joburg. I've lived in Cape Town for many years, and I was able to drive there from home, Iguguletu, all the way to the nearest beach. And that was literally my first and second driving lesson. I was able to do that. And I hit myself, man, when I think, what could I have possibly achieved had I saved up to get my own license, not wait for my partner to do it for me, because then the kids started coming, and then there were nappies that needed to be bought, and then there was family that needed money for this and that, and you need clothes, you want to get your hair done, school fees needs to be paid, so much that ends up stopping you from reaching the plans that you had. And with my career now, I did a diploma and I graduated in 2010. It's now 2023. I'm doing a completely different course, a degree. Thank God that I'm not paying for it myself. It's a bursary that I got, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that I don't mess it up. I don't want to fail because I'll never be able to afford the money for the tuition fees. Fees are really expensive. So I'm doing that, but at the same time, I've got this urge within me that says, start your own thing. And I've told myself for so long that I'm not business minded, I'm not business orientated, and I'm currently doing a business degree. And when I chose the course, I wasn't even sure if I'll be able to do it. I wasn't sure if I'll be able to pass, and I surprised myself. And I passed the first year, I passed the first semester of second year, and now I'm busy with my second semester of second year, and I'm actually understanding what the lecturers are teaching us. And it goes back to that thing of doubting yourself, just doubting yourself. But I don't think I can do this. Who do I think I am to start something so far-fetched from where I'm supposed to be? Is it even the right course to start? But yeah, I truly believe now that I was brought into this world for a specific purpose. I think my mother's purpose was far bigger than what she could achieve. She died quite young, left 5 children, me being the first of the 5, and she was so smart. I was upset with her for the longest time that there's so much she could have done. She could speak German fluently. Imagine a South African who has never left her own city and she could speak a foreign language, an international foreign language. And she was an interpreter at court from a young age when she didn't even do anything beyond her matric. She didn't study further, but she could do that. That's how smart she was. And I feel like, had my mom just not made the wrong choices in life that took her life away from her so early, um, maybe I could have looked up to her and learned from her. Now I'm a mother myself, a mother of two, and I had to raise these kids without the support of someone who can tell me don't do this and don't do that. And it's not easy. And I think that push of wanting to be my own boss, it also derives from changing the generational curses, changing the what I've been doing and what my grandmother did. My grandmother wanted to be a nurse, never got to do that. She finished school in standard 6. I don't know, it was form what? It was called form something. Finished in that year. All the other kids then had to go to other towns to go and do the high school years, and she couldn't because she had to up she had to look after her siblings, so she couldn't do that, and she then had to become a housewife because of all the children and the grandchildren that she had to look after. So I don't want that for my kids. I really feel like I have so many ideas. I'm now currently having sleepless nights just from the ideas that I have in my mind of things that I can do for them and things I need to start now. And this YouTube channel, I think, will also become my diary for them, where they get to see the hustles and the joys and the tears and me wanting to assist the next person. And I've always been that person, always willing to help the next person, always willing to listen to someone else's hardships and see how I can assist, even if it means I'll just speak to you and, we cry together, we give each other a hug. And if this platform is that, then why not? I'm using my phone to record. I don't even have a tripod or ring light or proper phone. Um, and I'm sitting outside now. There's going to be load shedding soon. It's going to get dark. And I just feel like, had I had my own car, I probably would have gone to all the nice events that I see being advertised on social media. Some things are free. The education and the knowledge is free. I've got access to Wi-Fi at home and at work. I've got a laptop, a personal one, a work one. What excuse do I have to get to 40 without ever having tried something for myself? Only because I don't have a car doesn't mean I can't make it to these places. There's Uber these days. I can always ask my husband to take me. And you know what, ladies? Men just don't like us being independent like that. Need to be hard-headed, honestly. You need to be hard-headed. I see kids twice younger than me, 2 decades younger than me, who get into their own cars and they drive off. And they're so perfect and they look so wonderful in the driving seat and they look so empowered. And kudos to those parents, man, who teach their kids young. And of course, I'm going to do that for my girls as well. Everything that I couldn't get, I'm working towards them having it. So if you've got something, nagging here, sitting here or sitting here, and it's telling you, just try it. If you're having sleepless nights about it, don't ignore it. Don't be a me. Don't get to 36 and say, okay, in 4 years' time. I'm starting now. I'm giving myself 4 years to get to a point where I am literally my own boss, and I'm not even stressing about where my meal is going to come from. And by meal, I mean if I can buy amas in obis, I'm fine with that. If I can do that for my kids by having my own company, still fine. I will still be happy. If I can buy tea bags, neswekere encinci, sitye, while I'm pushing my own thing, more than happy with that. I'm a simple girl, so one thing I'll always be grateful for is being raised elokishini, living the simple life to a point where when I got married emakhaya, I was so excited. Yeah, I got emakhaya and I was so fascinated. You know, emakhaya, when you breathe, the air smells different, the sky looks different. Everything is so far, nothing is fancy, but yo, people are doing well, man. People are doing well. People are building emakhaya. You're like, why am I struggling in Joburg? Why am I crying to myself that I can't afford a house when I can just go there and build one for myself? One brick costs 8 rand. 8 rand. With all the social media knowledge that we get now, make those lists of the things that you need. That's what I'm doing now. And you're gonna look back at this and say, yo, she said it and she did it. One day I'm gonna show you a house tour, Emakaya, of my own home that I built, and you'll see. So let's focus on our dreams, guys. I'm gonna end this here. Please like, comment, and share, and subscribe, and let's discuss this further in the comment section below.